And we are back with another episode of Ark Survival Evolved. Let me go ahead and say hello. Hey, 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 hey. All right. So we're out here, uh, getting some metal, and I'm heading back to base. So we got some metal. All right. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the update. So the update was pretty cool. You got this new UI, which is a lot smoother. It seemed like they made the game a little bit smoother as well. The game seems to run a lot smoother on the PS4. I don't have an Xbox or PC, so this update seems to be a good one. But there's many aspects of this update as well that people are upset about, which is the flyer nerf. At first, when I heard the flyer nerf, I was upset too. I was like, man, this sucks. Like, da da da. As the game goes on, the flyer nerf is not that bad. I can see. I remember hearing a guy talk about the flyer nerf and say the only people who could think the flyer nerf is good are newbies, and it's messed up that Ark is only listening to them. As time goes on, it isn't really. I understand how people could be like, oh, the newbies are upset at Ark, blah blah blah, or the newbies are upset that this is the Flyers, blah blah blah, all this stuff. I get that side of it, but I don't think that's what's going on here. The way the game, not the way the game is supposed to be played, but the way you're supposed to fight in this game, I don't think was ever intended to just be a very simple meta. If you have a Quixel and a couple of turtles, you can raid any base. That's not the meta of the game, because that's not what the game is supposed to be. If you look at everything, the game is supposed to revolve around the survivor and the dino, and in that aspect the relationship with the dino has been destroyed, because all you care about is C4s and blowing people's stuff up, which is fun, don't get me wrong. C4 has its place, but you still have to respect the world, and that's something that comes from a gamer standpoint and somebody who creates games. I understand that very well, and now I understand what the Ark developers were trying to do. They want you to respect the world. The world exists. You can't, you shouldn't be able to, travel from one end of the earth to the other, or the island in a matter of minutes, and completely overview the game and be like, oh, this is nothing, because you start losing that connect with the game. The game is a very it's a very deep game to be a part of, and they don't want you to lose that sensibility that it's a world. This is a very deep and strong game, and with this update, they've managed to make this world seem bigger. Sorry, they've managed to make this world seem bigger, and that's a good thing. And now the world seems bigger. It seems more places to explore. It feels vibrant and new now, and I think that's a very good thing. And I'm very happy with it. As time went on, now, like I said, I'm not just gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, like when I first got on, I was upset. Like, this is stupid. It takes me forever to get metal. It takes me forever to get this. It takes me forever to get that. And now I understand. Yeah, it does take me forever. But as other aspects come, like my birds are so much stronger. And I kind of like that now, where I don't have to worry about putting my points into speed, which speeds are kind of a wasted point when you think about it. Like I just teamed a 150 Argentavius, and I know the stats you get when you team an Argentavius are luck. You don't get to choose which stat you're getting. You just get whatever. And I got a very good Argentavius. I was lucky. And on top of that, on top of being lucky, I was able to put the points where I wanted to. So my Argentavius is a very strong bird fight-wise, and I was very proud of my. Like, I was like, yo, this is great. And I didn't have to worry about like, oh, I gotta sacrifice like 40 of his points into speed so that he can outrun or even be viable in a fight. Like, now I'm like, oh, okay, everyone's the same speed. Like, cool. Like, I like that. I like that when your points go to where they matter, now that everybody's on the same playing field. Now, does that change rating as a whole? I don't believe so. The meta hasn't changed too much. It's still easier to fly into someone's base than it is to take the ground fight. But even at that, no, that goes somewhere else. Even at that, I believe that they're just shifting the game to feel a little bit more worthy of having dinos be put into the game. At this point in time, Rex, it's like anything that doesn't fly is made for... Anything that doesn't fly is made for PvE. Like, oh, let's fight the bosses with Rexes and... what are they called? I forgot what they're called. Rexes and Megalosauruses. Sorry, Rexes and Megalosauruses. Like that's the those are just for PVE. Like we'll keep them away when we do PvP, and that's not how it's supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to be doing you know, everything should have its point. Like now, if what I trying to say that I think the update was a well in place update. Now there are certain things that of this update we have found that we don't, necessarily like. There was a couple of glitches, but I think they fixed it now. Of the UI where you weren't able to craft one thing, it would always craft two things, and it was really weird. There was a few things I thought they had fixed the thing where they just fixed it. And they had two updates for the PS4, but the first update I thought they had fixed that thing where if you're in your menu and you try to place down a foundation, maybe that's in your a foundation that's in your inventory, you would have to exit out and then place it. But they fixed it where now it exits you out immediately as you press R2 on the control, in your inventory when you want to place that thing down. And I think that's a very, there's little things here and there that they did that was very wise, and I'm very proud and not proud, but impressed of what they did, and I applaud them for doing that. If you guys saw my Rex egg, the reason it's incubating isn't with the outside air, is these have like such a huge area effect. It goes right under my base. So these things here are literally under my base where the Rex egg is. So it's just like one floor under, and it's still getting hit by them. So it's not. I just don't have it outside chilling. It works for every egg except the dragon egg. If I put the dragon out there, I have to turn on all the what is that called? All the flame torches that you guys saw there. So I have all the metal being made. I got some flint left on him I gotta take off. So yeah, and they have this, the glitch no longer exists with the Ankylosaurus and the Quixel, but they did it in a way where the Quixel holds 75% less weight when the weight is included with metal, which is smart, and some reason that works better. So before I was only able to get like I would get maybe, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000, 2,000, like my max was like 2,500 metal or something like that that I ever did. And that wasn't on this Quixel, it was on another Quixel. But now you can get well more than that with this. People are gonna say it's kind of the same, but I think it's a little different. I think you can get well over more than that than you could. Oh, I never turned this off. How much gas does it have? 25? Or I'll wait till it's finished. But yeah, that works out great. There are some things that I like. I like it. It's a really good update. So I think it worked out for the best. And this is, that's what I think it's doing. I think I got to make some metal because I've been burning metal, making a bunch of resources, foundations and walls and stuff. I think I'm building my tribe mate, my bro. He's got one like this, except a lot bigger, and he did a really cool thing where he made a second floor. And I think I'm gonna do the same thing, make a second floor. All my gun turrets that I have here, I'm gonna extend it out and put them on the wall, like put them outside of the base, and just continue to go up and make like a second floor where I can just keep flyers, which I think is gonna be the next best thing for me. So he's all eaten up. Let me see, he's got his food, and he's got his food. Another thing that they added, I don't know if this is said in the patch notes, but like when we go to, we used to be able to go to the snow biome and just whatever. We'll be in the snow biome, we'd be there for hours, and we have the ice cube, and we really didn't care. If our health got to halfway, we may be like, okay guys, let's make a campfire. Not anymore. Now when you're in a snow biome, you either have fur armor or you're gonna die quickly, and I love it. It makes you feel like survival. It makes it feel great. It makes you feel like being in a snow biome is, in its essence, being in its own biome, it's a other type of defense, because raiding will be not difficult, but it's another attribute that they have to think about while they're raiding you. They have to think about, do we have enough food to eat? Do we have a fur armor? Fur armor doesn't higher armor than metal, or flak. So you're sacrificing armor just so that you can be warm enough to attack a base. There's so many things about it that I love. I have a colored armor and fur armor and regular fur armor, and the colored armor just now feels worthy of being colored. Now I go out there, I don't even have an ice cube, I don't even have a snowflake. I'm out there, I'm just chilling with my fur armor, and I love it. So I think these updates are very good and very well placed. It's a little smart. And then comes the other side of Arc that this update introduced that I was just so upset about. So, long story short, I did a cave run because we were getting the cave drops for the boss with my tribe mates, and it was running smoothly. We did the first cave run, did it, and got out. We did the second cave run, did it, and we're heading out. And we went and took a detour to see what the rest of the cave had to offer. It was our first time in that cave, and we found a megalosaurus, a female, which we have a male, so we were excited about that. And you have to jump a certain amount of ledges, but a couple of tribes on the server have put metal ledges there, so you didn't have to jump across. And so we were walking across, and the game did like a jump, and I literally just fell through the ground and fell into the lava, lost all my stuff, and lost my wolf. It was a high level, it was a 145 tame wolf. And like I wrote this where I was like, if it like, because one of our other tribe mates lost his wolf not the same way. He lost his wolf by running. He ran and tried to jump the ledge and died. It was his choice, and he died. And I said to him, and he got over it. He was like, "Oh, I died." And then I realized it's because he got to choose that. He got to make a choice, and even though he face palmed, it was his choice. I didn't get to choose. I was just standing there waiting because one of my friends were stuck on a ledge, and we had to make another ledge, or we had to make a metal ledge our own. And I was just watching him to make sure he was okay, and I'm just in lava right after. And they fixed the problem. There's no more jumping because they fixed the update. But it's like, what aggravates me is it's a game that Arc doesn't. It's like you give your time to Arc. Every moment in Arc that you do, you get XP for. And so everything you do in this game is your time. Everything. And that wolf was my time. The gear, all the stuff I lost, that's all my time. And Arc, wildcard, whoever it is, when you give them a complaint, you're like, hey, like, bro, I just lost all my stuff. Is there any way you could help me? Like, not because I'm being stupid and I keep jumping this mountain or, whatever. No, I lost my stuff because your server decided to jump. Not my internet, it's not my internet, it's not my service, it's not anything that had to do with me. It's your fault, and 100% clear, your fault. I lose my stuff, and it becomes, oh well. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it becomes, oh well. And that's something that I'm very aggravated about, because at the end of the day, that's what an Arc is becoming known for. Arc is going to become that meme where it's like, oh well, it's Arc. What do you expect? And that's not a good business model you want to, get behind. Oh well, that's Arc. That's where I'm going to start my rant. I'll calm down about it, but it is something I was very upset about, because it's not something that was it's not like I said, I've lost tames for stupider things that I've done. But at the end of the day, the reason I don't flip out too much is because when they die, ultimately at the end of the day, that was my choice to do that, and they died because of my choice, and there's nothing I can do about it. But when it's not my choice, that's not fair, because I didn't get to choose. You took my right, and you took my choice away, where I got to choose what happened with my tame. End of rant. All in all, this was a very good update, I believe. It has its ups and downs, like I said, the lagging and the jumping. But other than that, I think it's a solid update. Makes the world feel a little bit more vicious with the new stun timers they have underwater with the eels, which is BS, but at the same time, it is what it is. It's a good thing. The sounds, now that's another complaint. The sounds they put in this game are just, aside from the wolf, are just terrible. The wolf was spot on, but the Quixel, the RG, they're just horrible sounds. Like, whoever took the Quixel sounds away, and if you think of using them for another tame, you're just a dick, because that was a beautiful sound and you ruined it. Because now I have a screeching baby bullshit bird in my ear, and this thing is huge. It's, Bronto of the sky, and it's squealing like a fucking pigeon. And like, anyways. All in all, it's a good update. I got some footage of sorry, let me see what's going on here. Oh, Winterfell. I got some footage of the of us going into the caves and us doing the thing. I'll post that up as after this video here, which is just talking about the update, and then we'll go ahead and keep you on our road challenge. So when we get to kill the bosses, and then we'll just keep you guys updated. Okay? So this is Jakai. See you guys next time. Jakai out.